Hey there, anime lovers. If you're a fan of mind-blowing battles, epic adventures, and stories that'll keep you on the edge of your seat, then you're in the right place. Today, we're diving into the world of 3D Donghua, those incredible Chinese animated series that are packed with jaw-dropping action, unforgettable characters, and a whole lot of heart. So, grab your popcorn, because we're about to count down the top 10 best 3D Donghua that you absolutely can't miss. Alright, let's kick things off with one of the most popular and highly recommended 3D Donghua of all time, Battle Through the Heavens. This one's a fan favorite, and if you haven't seen it yet, you're definitely missing out. With an IMDb rating of 7.8 out of 10, this series is absolutely packed with action, incredible transformations, and emotional depth. Xiao Yan, the main character, starts off as a genius martial artist who suddenly loses all his power. But this sets the stage for an epic comeback story as he embarks on a journey to reclaim his strength. Seriously, the battle scenes are some of the best I've seen in 3D Donghua, choreographed so well, and the stakes keep getting higher with every fight. You'll be hooked just watching the intensity unfold. And don't get me started on the world building. The cultivation system here is super detailed, and the personal growth of Xiao Yan is the heart of the story. Trust me, this one is highly recommended for anyone who loves martial arts, action, and a bit of emotional character development. You gotta watch it. 2. Renegade Immortal, CNNI. Next up, at number 2, we have Renegade Immortal, a Donghua that's got an IMDb rating of 8.4/10 and is definitely highly recommended if you're into those deep, emotional journeys. The series follows Wang Lin, a boy who starts off weak but rises through sheer determination to become an immortal. It's a slow burn, but every episode pulls you deeper into his transformation. What makes this one stand out is the emotional weight of the story. You're not just watching fight scenes, you're watching someone's entire life unfold, with all the pain, loss, and triumphs that come with it. The animation here might not be flashy, but it does the job and complements the story perfectly. If you like slow building, character-driven narratives, this one's highly recommended. 3. Stellar Transformation, Xing Qinbian. Alright, now we've got Stellar Transformation, coming in at number 3 with an IMDb rating of 7.9 out of 10. If you love cultivation stories with a touch of the supernatural, this one's definitely for you. The plot centers around Qinyu, a boy born with a weak constitution who's determined to grow stronger and discover the secrets of the universe. The animation here is absolutely stunning, especially when Qinyu transforms and unleashes his power. There's a lot of action, but what I love most is the way the story takes time to develop his character, his struggles, and his relationships. The love interests also add an emotional layer, making it not just about fighting but about growth on a personal level. So, if you're into epic battles and emotional depth, this is highly recommended. 4. Swallowed Star, Tunchi Shinkong. Coming in at number 4, we've got Swallowed Star. This one mixes sci-fi and martial arts, so if you're into post-apocalyptic worlds with some hardcore battles, this is for you. With an IMDb rating of 7.5/10, Swallowed Star follows Luo Feng, a guy who's just trying to survive in a world overrun by aliens and dangerous beasts. Along the way, he unlocks insane powers and becomes a key player in the world's survival. The animation is solid, and the fights are intense. Think of large-scale battles with otherworldly beings. But what really got me hooked is how the story balances Luo Feng's growth as a fighter and his emotional journey. And let's not forget the romantic elements. They're subtle but add a lot of depth to the character development. So if you love a mix of action, sci-fi, and romance, this one's highly recommended. 5. Throne of Seal, Dinghai Fusheng. Number 5 is Throne of Seal, with an IMDb rating of 7.3/10. This one's a bit different because it blends magic and martial arts with some seriously intense political drama. The protagonist is caught up in a battle for the throne, and that means dealing with enemies, magic duels, and a lot of backstabbing. It's got all the action you could ask for, but also some strategic battles that make you think. What I love about Throne of Seal is the mix of action and political intrigue. It's not just about fighting, it's about outsmarting your enemies and climbing the ranks in a dangerous world. And yes, there are romantic moments that add emotional stakes to the story, so if you're into those power struggles and character dynamics, this is definitely highly recommended. 6. Soul Land, Donghua Dalu. Next up is Soul Land, which comes in at number 6 with an IMDb rating of July 8, 10. This is probably one of the most well-known cultivation stories out there, and for good reason. The main character, Tang San, is born with a unique martial soul that's a key part of his journey. From the get-go, you're hooked by the action, the friendships, and the bonds he forms along the way. The animation in this Donghua is gorgeous, especially the scenes where Tang San unleashes his powers and summons his soul. But what makes it really stand out is the way it builds its characters, especially the romantic elements. The love story between Tang San and Xiao Wu is beautifully done and adds a lot of emotional depth. So, if you're into epic battles, powerful characters, and a touch of romance, Soul Land is definitely highly recommended. 7. Dragon Prince Yuan. At number 7, we've got Dragon Prince Yuan with an IMDb rating of 7.6 out of 10. This one's all about dragons and cultivation, and it's perfect if you love that classic epic fantasy vibe. The protagonist, Yuan, goes from being a regular guy to someone who wields incredible dragon energy and faces off against powerful enemies. The animation is absolutely breathtaking, especially during the action scenes. The story is well-paced, and it keeps you hooked with all the twists and turns. It's got that good mix of action and magic, and if you're into that kind of world, I'd say this one is highly recommended. 8. Martial Universe, Wudong Qian. Coming in at number 8, we have Martial Universe, with an IMDb rating of 7.4 out of 10. This one's got a classic revenge story mixed with some intense martial arts action. The protagonist, Lin Dong, is on a mission to avenge his family and unlock his full potential. The animation is quick-paced, and the fight scenes are top-notch. What I like about Martial Universe is how it balances action with character development. The series really focuses on Lin Dong's growth, both as a fighter and as a person. If you love action-packed series with a lot of emotional weight, this one is definitely highly recommended. 9. Perfect World, Daisha Ji. At number 9, we've got Perfect World, a Donghua that really brings the beasts and cultivation together in one wild ride. With an IMDb rating of 7.2 out of 10, this one follows Sure Hao, a boy born in a small village who aims to become the strongest cultivator and uncover the secrets of his world. The animation is beautiful, especially during the battles with mystical beasts and the grand-scale fights. But it's the emotional depth of the story that really makes this one stand out. Sure Hao's journey is inspiring, and the romantic subplot adds a lot of heart to the series. If you like your action with a side of romance and personal growth, this one's highly recommended. 10. Against the Gods, Yuan Zun. And last but not least, we've got Against the Gods, which rounds out our list at number 10 with an IMDb rating of 7.1 out of 10. This series follows Yun Che, a guy who gets reincarnated into a world of gods, magic, and monsters. The story is filled with action, but it also has some great romantic moments that really hit home. The battles are intense, the world building is on point, and the romantic relationship between Yun Che and his love interests adds a lot of emotional stakes. If you love a good mix of action and love, Against the Gods is highly recommended. So, that's our top 10 best 3D Donghua, ranked by their popularity and IMDb ratings.